Hey everyone, welcome back. So you've already done some really heavy lifting. You've pinpointed a problem and you've even come up with some solid solutions. But now comes the really important part, convincing people that your solution is the one that's going to work. We're about to switch gears from just explaining to actually persuading.
And that's the big question, isn't it? It's one thing to have a great idea, but it's a whole other thing to get people on board. You can't just present your solution. You've got to build such a rock-solid case for it that your audience is nodding along with you. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to build that case step by step.
All right, here is our roadmap. First, we'll nail down exactly what our mission is. Then, we'll forge the core of your argument, the claim, and the reason. After that, we'll back it all up with some serious evidence, level up with some pro analysis, and then put on the finishing touches. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. Every great argument doesn't start with an answer. It actually starts with a question. And not just any question, but an issue question. This little switch in your thinking is huge. It moves you from being a passive information collector to an active debater ready to take a stand.
Just look at the difference here. What is a soda tax? Well, that's just asking for facts. You can answer that with a quick search. But should soda be taxed? Now that's a whole different game. That question demands a stance. It's got at least two sides, and your essay's job is to argue one of them convincingly.
So once you have your issue question, it's time to build the absolute backbone of your essay, and that's your main claim and the reason that holds it up. You have to get this part right, because literally every other piece of your essay is going to rest on it.
And here's a super common mistake to avoid. Don't just announce what you're going to talk about. In this paper, I will focus on is not an argument. It doesn't take a position. It just tells the reader your topic. And honestly, it leaves them thinking, okay, and what's your point? Now feel the difference with this. Soda should not be taxed. Bam! That's a strong claim. Using a powerful word like should or should not instantly creates a clear, debatable position. There's no confusion. The reader knows exactly where you stand, and the rest of your essay is going to be all about proving it.
It all boils down to this incredibly simple but powerful formula. You start with your claim, what you believe. You add the magic word because, and then you give your main reason why you believe it. Claim, because, reason. That simple structure is the engine that will drive your entire paper forward.
Okay, so you've got your claim and your reason. That's fantastic. But let's be real. Right now, it's just your opinion. To turn it into a real, legit argument, you need to build a foundation under it with solid, hard evidence. This is how you show your reader that your reason isn't just a random thought, it's based in reality.
And you've got to remember that the word evidence means different things in different contexts. What counts as proof in an English paper, like a quote from a novel, is worlds away from what you'd use in a science class, like raw data from an experiment. You have to make sure you're using the right kind of proof for the job.
And please, be tough on your own evidence. Don't just grab the first thing you find. You have to ask yourself, is this accurate? Do I have enough of it? Does this actually prove my point, or is it kind of unrelated? Are my sources legit and up to date? Because even one piece of bad evidence can act like a crack in the foundation and weaken your entire argument.
All right, ready for the pro move? This is what separates a good essay from a truly great one. It's called analysis. This is where you stop just presenting your evidence and you start explaining the deep-down logic that connects everything together for your reader.
And the secret to amazing analysis is understanding something called the warrant. The easiest way to think about it is like an invisible bridge. It's the unstated belief that connects your reason to your claim. It's the thing your audience has to accept for your whole argument to make sense. And a lot of times, that invisible bridge is the most fascinating part of the whole debate.
Okay, let's walk through this with our soda tax example again. We start with our strong, debatable claim. Simple enough. Then we add our because and our logical reason. A tax on soda will cause people to consume less sugar. Seems pretty straightforward, right? But wait, there's something hiding underneath the surface.
And there it is, the hidden warrant. For this argument to work, your audience has to believe this unspoken idea, that it's okay for a government to use taxes to nudge people toward being healthier. If someone believes that's a massive overreach of government power, then your reason and evidence just won't matter to them. They've rejected your invisible bridge.
So, what do you do if you think your audience might not accept your warrant? You have to support it with its own evidence. We call that backing. For instance, you could bring up the history of sin taxes on things like alcohol and tobacco to show that, hey, this isn't a new idea. There's a precedent for this kind of thing.
We're in the home stretch now. You've built a solid structure for your argument. Now it's time for that final polish. The little details that take your argument from just being strong to being absolutely crystal clear and persuasive. One of the most powerful ways to add that polish is to be super clear about how you're defining your terms. Take a look at this argument from Stanley Fish. His entire point rests on how he splits the definition of free speech from academic speech. By defining his key terms right at the start, he basically sets the rules of the entire debate. That's a power move.
So, let's do a quick recap of these building blocks. It's a logical flow. You start with a real, debatable issue question. You answer it with a strong claim. You back that claim up with a reason and solid evidence. Then you dig deeper and analyze the hidden warrant. And you wrap it all up by providing context and clear definitions. This is your blueprint for a killer persuasive essay every single time.
So there you have it. You've got the blueprint, you've got the tools, and you already have a solution that you care about. So the only thing left to ask is, what's that first powerful claim you're going to build to make your case? Time to get started.